All right. Good morning, everyone. Um, we are all gathered together this morning for this special event, which is the ASPIMIR Bootcamp 1.0 for teaching our postgraduate students on the importance of writing very important papers, writing top-notch papers that can be published in high-impact journals. But first and foremost, before we go on, I want to recognize the chancellor, the vice chancellor, the deputy vice chancellor, the registrar, and then the invited professors that will take one part or the other. The keynote speech that will be handled by Professor Adetiba. So, Prof, sir, you are welcome back to have the floor.
Okay, thank you, everyone. And thanks to the ME for setting the appropriate protocol for this event. And my keynote topic is catalyzing scholarly writing with digital GenAI tools. And I think I have like 45 minutes to do that. I'll try my best to ensure that I don't go beyond this set time. Okay. Yeah, I've been introduced. My name is Emmanuel Adetiba. I am a professor of information and communication engineering at the Department of Electrical and Information Engineering, Covenant University, and the principal investigator for the Advanced Signal Processing and Machine Intelligence Research and the FedGen Group at CAPIC ACE. Okay. And of course, I'm an honorary research associate at the Institute for System Science at the Durban University of Technology, where I'm currently on research fellowship. Okay. And this is the first edition of our bootcamp on the platform of the Advanced Signal Processing and Machine Intelligence Research. And the generic theme for this bootcamp is strategies for high impact publications from postgrad research work. So we are having today and tomorrow to get this done. The theme is very clear. I think the mission is already inherent in that theme, and I'm trusting God to help us through. Okay, this event is being sponsored by Google through the Google Award for Machine Learning Outreaches in universities and colleges. Okay, so we appreciate Google for providing the needed funding for this event. Okay, and the outline of my presentation, I have just a brief about the Advanced Signal Processing and Machine Intelligence Research Group and also the FedGen Group at CAPIC ACE. I know quite a number of the participants are scholars on the platform of CAPIC ACE, and they might be either in FedGen Research Group or Malaria Research Group or the Cancer Research Group. Then a brief about my profile in terms of publication profile, which is in context with this presentation. And of course, background, then what do we mean by catalyzing scholarly writing and publishing? And what are the essential digital resources that can be leveraged to catalyze scholarly writing and publishing? And of course, we are in the age of generative AI. How can we leverage AI to catalyze writing of scholarly articles and publishing of such in a way that is ethical? Okay, and I'll be concluding. So for takeoff, this is a favorite quote in the scripture that I really love so much. It says, "Buy the truth and sell it not." Also wisdom and instruction and understanding. Okay, and this is really loaded, and we are here because we want to buy the truth. Okay, so, and of course, the truth will translate to wisdom, and which I know is going to impact us in our career as researchers, and for those that are students, as you progress towards completing your degrees in a grand style and becoming a researcher either in the academia or in the industry. Okay, so the Advanced Signal Processing Machine Intelligence Research Group was actually established in April 2019, and the vision was to carry out cutting-edge research and development projects in human-inclined artificial intelligence for societal impacts, for societal benefits. And of course, the group explores theoretical foundations and fundamental principles in advanced signal processing, in applied artificial intelligence, and from other core engineering and scientific domains. Okay, they are very numerous. Okay, and this is to develop state-of-the-art algorithms, models, data sets, architectures, test beds, products, and services in the ICT domain, telecommunications domain, communications domain, and of course, biomedical domain, in the education domain. And God has really helped us. We've done quite a lot in this regard. Okay, and the group has a very wide network of academic and industry collaborators across the African continent and around the world. And if you look at the right, we've gotten funded by different organizations. Nigerian Communication Commission has given us funding in the past, which was properly utilized to build a prototype nomadic base station. Google is funding this event, and we've gotten quite a number of funding. Just recently, one of the students in the FedGen group got a Google PhD fellowship, and we've gotten funding from National Research Foundation in South Africa, from Rockefeller Foundation, from Mozilla, from, of course, with collaboration with other research groups in Covenant University. We're currently getting funded by World Bank, and the France Development Agency has also funded us in the past. So quite a number of funding on that platform. And talking about the FedGen Research Group at Capicase, we have three different research groups in Capicase. We have the FedGen Research Group, which is actually, of course, from the ASPMIR group. Members of the research group are principally from ASPMIR and from other colleagues, both within Covenant University and outside Covenant University. And we have the Malaria Research Group, as I earlier mentioned, and we have the Cancer Research Group, the Malaria Research Group. We have Professor Ogunlana, who is one of the facilitators here, as one of the co-principal investigators. Professor Yeladi Jelili is also a co-principal investigator of the malaria group. For the cancer group, the principal investigator is Professor Emeka Iweala, who is the center leader in Capicase, where I'm also a deputy center leader. And we have, of course, Professor Solomon Rotimi, as a co-principal investigator for the cancer research group. So the FedGen is actually an acronym. It stands for Federated General Omics, of course, research. And the intention is to develop groundbreaking research artifacts on federated cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and general omics for precision medicine in Africa. And of course, we have different specific objectives, which include ensuring capacity building within the African space when it comes to federated cloud computing, artificial intelligence, big data analytics, and of course, our colleagues are also doing a lot of work when it comes to the fundamental issues with breast, prostate cancer, as well as malaria. Okay, and we realize that part of the challenges that we face in Africa is a lack of large-scale research infrastructure for research, for quality research. Okay, that's part of what FedGen is actually addressing as we speak. Then, of course, early diagnosis of diseases that are endemic in Africa. Then we also have efforts that are geared towards public health education, and several of these objectives are already being translated to tangible products. And I'm happy to also let us know that most of the participants in this event are beneficiaries of this vision at CAPICASE, which FedGen is actually a part of. So the funders I've mentioned, we have the World Bank, we have the AFD, we've also had some, INRIA is usually the coordinator of funding from the France Development Agency. So we've gotten quite some products and funding from them. And the Association of African Universities is the regional focal point for the CAPICASE project. Then the National University Commission is the steering organization, or the national focal point for the CAPICASE, and of course the FedGen project. Okay, so talking about my output in terms of research publications, which is our agenda in this meeting. Currently, you can see my profile in Scopus, 101 documents with 13H index. And I have my mentor, the profile of my mentor just by the right. When it comes to high impact publications, I had to pass through 2 years of tutelage under Professor Olugbara at the Durban University of Technology. I remember when I was rounding up my PhD, I was so passionate about being able to do research that can be published in Q1 journals. And I knew I needed to be mentored for that. So I contacted him for postdoctoral fellowship, and graciously, I was accepted with funding for 2 years at the Durban University of Technology. And as at the time I was leaving Covenant, I had just like 3 publications in Scopus. That was back then in 2014. So I got to Professor Olugbara, and the fellowship started, and it was actually a very enriching period for me, doing the mathematical modeling together on the work I did for my PhD. That's artificial neural network for early diagnosis of cancer using genomics. And with his mentorship and supervision, we were able to produce like 11 high impact publications during the period we're working together. And I came back with a boosted Scopus profile. And between that period, that's coming back, I had like 14 content in Scopus. That was in 2014. But the tutelage was, in fact, after spending 3 months with him, I told him, I said, Prof, the reason I came to DUT, I think I've achieved it. He was laughing. But that was really the truth, because it was a good fellowship with him. And leveraging on the skill that I've acquired, and of course I have other mentors that also made a lot of impact. Professor Atairo is one of my mentors, Professor Adetiba, EF Adetiba, and I have quite a number of mentors across other universities, both in Africa and outside Africa. So what am I trying to bring out? Mentorship is really, really critical when you are talking of high impact publications. So looking at Prof. Olu's current document in Scopus, he has 111 documents, and I have 101 documents. So my target is to actually beat him and surpass him. I've told him over and over again, and he's happy about that. So mentorship is really critical when you talk of moving from no publication to having very rich publication profile. And of course, we are talking of a platform that Scopus is what is being used by Time Higher Education for university ranking. So if you have your publication or your articles published in a journal conference that is Scopus indexed, then it means you gradually getting a voice within the scholarship space. Okay, so that's just brief about myself. Then when it comes to the theme of the event, strategies for high impact publication from postgraduate works. So it's over the years I've realized that postgraduate students face challenges in navigating through getting research topic, then getting their proposal together and getting it accepted, then moving to lab or field works, writing their thesis or dissertation, and now bringing out publications, which is not just normal, maybe low impact publication, but high impact publication from whatever work has been done. So it's just because without being, there are things that if you are not taught, you wouldn't really know what to do. So the place of knowing exactly what you want, you will face some of these challenges, but if there are persons that are guiding you, definitely you will be able to navigate through seamlessly. So what are the critical skills that must be acquired by postgraduate students if they really want to have high impact publications? One of the critical skills is critical thinking. Of course, if you are a scientist or you are an engineer, a research engineer, critical thinking is a must. Then curiosity and creativity, the mathematical and computational skills. Then we have collaboration and networking skill, technical presentation skill, writing and publishing. So the focus of this bootcamp is just on writing and publishing. We've done quite a number of events that is targeted at mathematical and computational skills development, and coming together into for this event, and they're working with peers from different disciplines, and also having the facilitators working with you is collaboration. It also gives you opportunity for networking. So these are essential skills that will help you as you navigate through the postgrad phase of your life, either as a master's student or as a PhD student. So, but our focus is writing and publishing in this boot camp. Then, of course, the ASPMIR Bootcamp 1.0 target upskilling postgrads in writing and publishing from ongoing research works efficiently. And why is this important? We realize that there are not too many scholars within the African higher education institutions that have heavy high impact publication track records, and the ones that are also existing, they exist in silos. That's what I call the silos effect among scholars. People just get satisfied with working on their own. You hardly have very strong collaboration going on, which this postgrad student can leverage on. Then there's weak mentor-mentee handshake. Okay, that's part of the challenges that normally lead to students struggling to have publication from their research work. Then there's something we call community of practice, which is where you have experts that are connected together and they provide the support system for postgraduate students. These are some of the challenges. Then our approach is to come up with a multidisciplinary community of practice that have high impact publication track records, and we are having these 2 days of immersive hands-on mentorship and interaction and networking. Then, of course, the community of practice is multidisciplinary. If you look towards your right, you will see Professor Ajayi, the current Dean of College of Engineering. He's a Fulbright scholar. He's facilitating at this event. And I checked his Scopus record. He has gotten 168 content in Scopus. So we're really blessed to have somebody within the universities, within Covenant University, that has gotten that track record. We have Professor Ogunlano, who currently has 79 documents in Scopus. We have Dr. Sonny, who is an associate professor, and is an academic editor at Wiley, and he's gotten 157 documents in Scopus. We have Dr. Joseph Dirisu, a senior lecturer in mechanical engineering. He has 57 Scopus documents. We have Dr. Abdul Taufik Abayomi, who is my long-term collaborator. He's currently affiliated to Waters Zulu University in South Africa. He's gotten 52 documents in Scopus. We have Dr. Hoshin, one of us in ASPMIR, the co-coordinator for ASPMIR. She has gotten 29 content in Scopus. So these are persons that are going to be giving us they are going to be facilitating based on their rich experience as high impact publishers, as if you may call them. Okay, so and the outcome is we want to enhance academic reputation. The personal outcome, when you have high impact publication, you have enhanced academic reputation, you have cross-border visibility, you have trackable digital identity, you are able to get funding from different multinational organizations. Then career advancement, either as a gig employee, we all know what is meant by gig employee, or even the normal traditional brick and wall employee. When you have very rich publication profile, you are positioning yourself for very positive career advancement. Then there is also the prospect of high ranking academic trophies. For people that get Nobel Prizes, usually their publication profile is what actually culminates in getting such, especially in the basic sciences. Okay, so I'm still going to give us a bit of that. Then when it comes to the institution where we are, it helps to have enhanced reputation and ranking. It also helps to attract quality academic talent. It helps to attract quality students to enroll for masters and PhD. Of course, when you have funding and you have quality students, you don't know, it's usually a blessing for principal investigators. Then your work will culminate in patent and commercialization. So those are part of the outcome we are looking at this event. Then in terms of the national or regional outcome or impact of this event, of course, we know the story about Africa. The narrative can change if our work are done well and they are published in the right places. And of course, this will lead to talent development and retention within the region and within the nation, which will consequently enhance our educational experience as a nation. Okay, so and of course, it will foster collaboration across different country and continents. When you are visible, then people find it comfortable to collaborate with you. So this is just the background to why we are having this event. And looking at international references, I was talking about the academic awards of great repute. You realize that persons that are getting Nobel Prizes, they usually draw from their wealth of publications and the work they have done, the publication that they have been able to translate to real-time application that is impacting the society. In 2024, I want to flag this, the Nobel Prize winner in chemistry, there are 3 of them. 2 of them actually came from the industry. They work in Google, DeepMind. So one of them is Dennis Asabis. So I brought out his profile, checking his profile in Scopus. He has 101 documents in Scopus. And most of his publications are either in science or nature. Okay, so beyond publishing in Q3 papers, Q4 papers, Q2 papers, if you are really targeting being at the top of your game as an academic, then you have to be intentional. You have to be intentional in terms of where you publish, and that's why we have brought the caliber of persons that are going to be facilitating. That's why we have brought them together so that they can hold the hands of postgrads and they give them very solid foundation that they can build on. Then this guy, Demis Hassabis and John Jumper, they got Nobel Prize in chemistry, but they never did anything chemistry. In the first degree, I think he did neuroscience, then computer science, in master's and PhD. But because of the fact that he was able to apply AI to solve a 50-year grand challenge problem in biochemistry or chemistry, he was able to get the Nobel Prize at the age of 48. So when we publish really matters, and that is very critical. And it's not even in the mainstream academics, it's in the industry, but it does research. And whatever research it does gets to the right places. Nature, science, like one of the major transformation that his work has brought to the world is the transformer architecture. That is what has given us the ChatGPT and a lot of other products that have come out of that effort. So Geoffrey Hinton is also at Google and at the University of Toronto. They call him the grandfather of AI. His first degree and masters were in psychology, but he did his PhD in computer science. He was in the team that did the backpropagation algorithm. And because of his work, he never did physics. Because of the impact that his work is making and where he publishes, he got the Nobel Prize in Physics for 2024. Okay, currently he has 267 content in Scopus. Okay, so this is just to whet our appetite that we are here for a good cause, and it's going to be an enriching period for us. Then catalyzing scholarly writing and publishing. Of course, when you hear catalyst in the natural science, a catalyst increases the rate of reaction without being consumed in the process. So, and metaphorically, catalyzing scholarly writing and publishing implies the process of accelerating academic productivity with the help of mentorship, collaboration, and having access to the required resources that will help to catalyze the process. Okay, a catalyst reduces the activation energy rather than spending very high energy for a product to be derived. A catalyst reduces the energy. So mentors are catalysts, collaborators are catalysts, then having the right resources at your disposal, they are catalysts when we talk of high impact publications. Okay, so then what are the essential digital resources in catalyzing scholarly writing and publishing? Don't mind me, I love acronyms. You can see my CSWP. That means catalyzing scholarly writing and publishing. What are the essential digital resources? There are bibliographic databases that you must have access to. Okay, these are platform or repositories where articles, books, conference papers, academic materials are actually archived. Okay, and they also serve as data sources. If you want to do systematic literature review or you want to do scoping literature review, these bibliometric databases, they are like repos where you can go to get publications. Okay, and we have the Web of Science. It's one of the very heavy bibliographic database. We have Scopus, we have PubMed. Our colleagues in the biological domain, PubMed is a go-to for them. We have IEEE Explore. Those of us in computer science, computational field, and electrical and electronics engineering, IEEE Explore is a rich repo. Some of these, of course, Web of Science, Scopus, and IEEE Explore they're actually subscription based. Good enough. Scopus, Web of Science are subscribed for in Covenant University, even though there's no IEEE currently, but you can leverage collaboration to get publications from that platform. Okay, then we have the Google Scholar. Of course, I'm sure everybody is familiar with that. We have Dimension.ai. Is a modern research DB containing funding, publications, citations, clinical trials, and patents. So it's a very rich platform where you can get publications in your respective field. Lens is also there. It's a free research DB where you can get scholarly content. Science Direct, we are all familiar with Science Direct. We have subscription in Covenant University. So these are the bibliographic databases which serve as essential data resources when you are trying to go for high impact publications. Okay. Then, of course, we have bibliographic information management system. These are software hubs or online platforms designed for researchers to manage, organize, and cite bibliographic information efficiently. Okay. And among these, we have apps that can help with citation generation. EndNote is one of such. Google Scholar is another one. Then we have apps for reference management. So Zotero is one of such. We have search and import apps that allows you to search and import whatever you have found into your main, maybe word processing document. Deep text is available there. Collaboration and sharing. We have Zotero group that helps with that. We have bibliographic citation creation. Mendeley does that very proficiently. I remember Dr. Oshin has given a talk on how you can leverage Mendeley for bibliographical creation. And you can use your MS Word. It has provision for you to automate the creation of your table of contents, and a lot of other features are there that you can leverage. Then for cross-platform accessibility, having access to your document in the cloud, so that if while you are doing your work, if you had incidents of system crash, it's not a worry for you because you're already leveraging cloud platform. I'm sure quite a number of us have experience in this area. So sometimes that can be a nightmare. You've been working for months, suddenly your system just collapses. Some people will just abandon the research and go and sleep and think it's not really worth the effort. But you can avoid it if you leverage the right tools, okay? So the other essential tools are Scholars Identity Management Services. These are services for creating, managing, and maintaining unique scholarly identities for researchers, okay? They enhance visibility and ensure accurate association of researchers with their works and affiliations. Institutional email is very critical. If you are sending, you are prospecting for collaboration and you are using your Yahoo account, this is not to discredit any platform, researchers will not take you seriously. Okay. But when you have your institutional email, ifij.ayodele@covenantuniversity.edu.ng. Okay, this person has an identity in the research community. You'll be taken seriously. So let's pay attention to that. Then Open Researcher and Contributor ID, OSID, is a unique identifier. Anybody that doesn't have OSID by now must get one before we end this bootcamp. It's an ID that connects all your publications and your digital documents, that connect them together. Then there's PubMed ID. I've spoken about PubMed. For those in the medical space, if you want to get NIH funding, you can't even use their platform without PubMed ID. Okay, so they expect you to have a PubMed ID. They expect you to have a PubMed CV. Okay, so these are things that we must be familiar with if we really want to catalyze our effort at publishing. Google Scholar ID is also the Scopus ID. Of course, Covenant mandate it on everybody. If you are a staff, a faculty in Covenant, you must have your Scopus ID. You must have your Google Scholar ID. Okay, Publion is another Scholars Identity Management Service that helps your work to be aggregated together into a single ID. It's just like your national identity number, NIN, for those of us in Nigeria. So this OSID is like your NIN. So you need to pay attention to these resources. Then there are platforms that helps for research networking. Okay, if you claim you are a researcher, you are not on ResearchGate, you don't know about academia.edu, okay, then you are not visible to the members of the research community. ResearchGate is a cool platform. Okay, I'm sure a lot of us are there already. If you are not there, it's something you should. It doesn't take effort. You can sign up with your CU email, and you have access to a lot of persons that are working in your area. LinkedIn is another platform which is a very good platform for networking professionally or as a scholar. Okay. Then Loop is an app that was created by Frontier, and it also provides opportunity for research networking. Then there's Open Science Framework. Okay. Then there are other essential digital tools that you really need as you navigate the publishing business. Okay, language enhancement and editing. Grammarly is a handy tool when you want to fine-tune your grammar. If your grammar is weak as a scientist, in fact, you can't even get your publication will never see the light of the day. So you must leverage on this tool to help you with semantic and with the structure of whatever you have to publish. Pro writing aid. Ginger is also there. Ginger, when I was during my postdoc, Ginger was the go-to tool, and they are still there. And you could leverage any of these to enhance. Most of these tools are also integrating AI actively now. So they help you to fine-tune your content so that by the time your work is getting to your supervisor or it's getting to you are submitting your work, you already have quality grammatical presentation of your work, which is very key. Plagiarism detection is also very key. Turnitin is a go-to. We have subscription for it in Covenant. And if you need anything beyond this, when you belong to a community of practice, it helps you. And that is part of what will be the outcome of this event. Okay. So what about generative AI resources and what can we do with Gen AI? It has come on us. We must not shy away from it. Is a product of innovation and creativity. And of course, university system is the hub of innovation and creativity. How can we creatively make use of generative AI resources? Of course, there are different apps which are AI-based that streamline academic writing. It helps with editing. It helps with the different steps that you need to follow in order to get published. And this will culminate in reduced cognitive overload. Yeah, you can pay attention to the critical component of your work, while the mundane part you handle with all these tools. That's what I mean by reduced cognitive overload. Then it helps you to have quality writing and enhancement in your productivity. I love the subject of catalysis. I love efficiency. Work input over work output. You must make it high. If you want to travel to Lagos from Ota, if you go by your leg, if you decide to trek and you want to compare that with when you have chopper to go to Lagos, the efficiency, the advantage, the mechanical advantage you get is huge. Of course, that is what all these tools actually represent. When you think of this, to think of you traveling from Nigeria, from Lagos to Abuja with flight, which will take you 45 minutes, compared to you have to take coastal bus, which will take you more than 10 hours. Okay, so please let's be smart with the available resources. So in terms of, I'm trying to round up now, in terms of the ethical Gen AI tools, they can help you with ideation and brainstorming. ChatGPT is there, Gemini is there, Jenny is there, right? Sonic is there. Literature summarization, Perplexity can help you with that. ChatGPT can also help with that. Paraphrasing, of course, you have Microsoft Copilot, you have Gemini also. Visual aids and graphs, you have DAL-E. DAL-E is inside ChatGPT. I had to subscribe to ChatGPT so that I can have the full complement. I'm passionate about AI. I'm passionate about the advances in AI. So you may need to spend your money. It's $20 per month. And sometimes you just have to close your eyes and subscribe to some of these tools so that you can get the full complement. So that by the time you're also doing your work, you are also getting inspiration on how your work can become products that others can subscribe for. ChatGPT came out of a research group and it has become a global success, okay, and disruptor, okay. So I generated this with ChatGPT. I said use DAL-E to generate illustrative images of experts guiding postgrad students in the bootcamp on catalyzing scholarly writing and publishing with Gen AI tools. You can see the beautiful, it's looking like that lab where you guys are sitting. So I generated this inside ChatGPT. DAL-E is a text to image, AI tool. Okay, so and you could get so much from this. You can summarization, because of time I can't demonstrate that. So how do you ensure that you use Gen AI tools ethically, transparently, and responsibly, so that we still ensure academic integrity and scholarly values are upheld? You must use institutional approved AI tools. Okay, I think the CSIs will help to handle that, so that we know the tools that are accepted by Covenant and the PG School. AI should not replace but enhance creativity. Adherence to publishers' guidelines on AI use. The institutional workshop trainings on responsible AI use for informed scholarly practices. That's part of what we are doing. Acknowledge AI-assisted contributions. Avoid direct copying of AI-generated content. Please put this in your. You can. I have the copyright for this. Okay, so I give it to you free of charge. You can print it and paste it on your wall and look at it every time you are working. Verification of the accuracy of AI-generated content. AI should not replace intellectual rigor. Please put this in mind, okay, when you use AI tools. There are some publishers that have guidelines on the use of generative AI. IEEE has a guideline. This is on their platform. Other publishers have guidelines. Pay attention to this guideline. When you use ChatGPT, cite it in your citation. Put it in reference. Of course, the same rule of paraphrasing is applicable to when you are using GenAI to generate content. They have become advanced search tools. Okay, so leverage them, but do that ethically. Okay, so in conclusion, integrating digital and Gen AI resources into scholarly writing and publishing is an attempt at a disruptive shift for efficient postgraduate experience. The tools will empower the student to shift effort from mundane tasks and devote more time and effort to intellectual contributions, critical thinking, creativity, and innovation. Gen AI based app aid ideation, brainstorming, paraphrasing, and summarization, while digital tools streamline reference citation management, plagiarism detection, collaborations, and all of those. So thank you everyone for listening. Okay, and in my language here, we say siyabonga, which is also thank you. And it's my pleasure to be part of this wonderful experience. Thank you everyone for listening. God bless you all. Thank you.
Professor Emmanuel Adetiba. All right, so Prof, we want you to just attend to any questions that the student may have. All right, so any question, just about 5 minutes, you have a question, all right?
Good morning, sir. Thank you very much for the presentation, sir. So I have two questions. One is, will you be sharing the slides with us? And two, what are your plans for mentorship? You mentioned that very persistently. Do you have a plan to put people in this program and interested people in mentorship regarding publications and academic writing? Thank you, sir.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for the presentation. So my question is, how will you advise people that do not have rich research content? Like, say, for example, in bioinformatics, we are yet to start generating data ourselves. So we actually rely on existing data sets that have been used and used and used, in fact, overused. So you're just coming to, okay, I want to use this data set again. You want to apply maybe an algorithm, but it's not like you're really doing something new. It will be okay if we are generating our data to give us something unique in our own kind, but we don't have that. So as a result of that, we are not really able to publish something worthwhile, which we would actually love to. So how will you advise that we move forward with what we already have and still come up with something that can be publishable in high impact journals, sir? Thank you, sir.
All right, any other question? Okay, those are the two that we have, Prof.
Okay, so the first question is talking about sharing of the slide. Yes, this slide is going to be made available to all participants. Okay, I've shared it with the LOC chair already. That's Comfort Lawar. I'm sure she's going to make it available. Okay, then mentorship. Okay, yes. In fact, one of the reasons why we brought this together is to create a platform for mentorship. Okay, beyond your regular. If you notice the way PG School also Christian guidance within the postgraduate space now, you start with mentors. Already you have mentors from your department, but most times this is not sufficient. Okay, so the facilitators that are available here, they also going to be. I am very confident. They are persons that are passionate about academics. If there's any of them that you think is speaking your mind, please reach out to them. On the ASPMIR platform, we have a mentorship. We have provision for mentorship on weekly basis. We have meetings from 12 to 2 p.m. West African time every Saturday. And that has been happening. The ME of this event, standing right in front of you, and the Dr. Oshi, I'm not sure whether she's there yet, they coordinate this activity, this event. So that's also a platform. And we have experts. Majority of them are not even a part of this event. We have persons from South Africa, we have persons from Ivory Coast, and we have persons joining from even Europe once in a while in that program. So if it is something you are interested in, why not? It's to be a pleasure to have you on that platform. So those are the provisions we have made for mentorship, okay? And like I've said, this event is an opportunity for you to pick a mentor among the facilitators. Even from, if you are a master student, it doesn't mean that you must only look at maybe professors or doctors. There could be persons that are on their PhD that you think, oh, you're going to be working together. So you identify persons that are really smart. We are all smart, I know. Yeah. So please leverage on this workshop to also identify person that can be your collaborator. You may not even call them mentor. You can call them friends if that is convenient for you. Okay. So, and we will also make effort to ensure that this group also has a bit of continuity. We'll figure that out, and that will be made available to all participants. Okay. So that is the first question. The second question, original data in bioinformatics. Okay, interesting one. I guess this person is in the malaria or cancer research group. And let me just also announce to you that there's a sequencing machine that is currently available in I think the cancer genomics lab. That's in Capi case. So this machine, whether you're in malaria or you're in cancer, is available to you. And it's just for you to be able to get original data. But for bioinformaticians, most times your effort is majorly on methods, developing methods. Okay. So I will advise that you start with if your method, you can even review existing methods. If you do a very extensive and rigorous review of existing method, and you can leverage on even data that are available in NIH, on NIH platform, NCBI, RefSec, just to have proper understanding of, okay, the existing method. You can replicate existing method, try them on new data that are related to your area. So by the time you are doing that, you're already building capacity, okay? And even write the works you are reviewing, they will tell you how they have also been able to curate their own data. Then now you have opportunity to, okay, this is the kind of data I want to get, which is original. The sequencing machine is there. You need to just reach out to the PI, Professor Iweala and Professor Solomon. They are in charge of that lab. If you have any difficulties navigating that, you can as well reach out to me. I'm a deputy director in the center. Okay, I don't know whether that satisfies your question. Okay, so thank you. That's my response to the questions.
All right, thank you very much, Prof.